Disclaimer. This is a work of satirical fiction. Any resemblance to real places or situations is purely coincidental and exaggerated for comedic effect. The story intentionally contains factual inaccuracies and absurdities as part of its artistic expression.
1, 2, ice coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6 is the Bolsheviks. 7, 8, don't stay out late. 9, 10, police state my friend. Sirens in the hallway, boots on the stair, clipboards, questions, hands in the air. They draw the borders with a freezing pen. Say it's bad, order and control again.
Names on a list that you never signed. Knock at the door, tear through your line. Kids in the kitchen, shoot by the man. They see a badge, you see a trap.
Sirens in the hallway,
Boots on the stairs,
clipboards, questions.
hands in the air.
They draw the borders with a freezing pen. Say it's bad, order and control again. Who gets counted? Who gets caged? Who gets hunted in the name of safe? If they can take them, they can take you too. This cage grows every time we stay mute.
Now we're in Punta Cana, República Dominicana. One of the countries I'm kind of a citizen of. Thought we should come here and make sure I got all the documents ready in case Mexico does the digital ID and I can't travel and stuff. Might actually make my entire family Dominican now. See, that's all part of what I've been talking about for years. Remember that? Remember how I said you should have different residencies, different passports? Are you starting to get it now? Did you get it after the COVIDs when you couldn't travel? By the way, that's all the kind of stuff we'll be talking about at the Dollar Vigilante Summit, which is coming up right after Anarchapulco on February 21st. You're going to have Andrew Henderson, the Nomad Capitalist, speaking there. So make sure you get signed up for that or come to Anarchapulco because it's going to be there live. But if you can't come, get the virtual. Anyway, we're here now. I should mention too that intro song was made with AI. It's one of many that we've done. And actually, just so you know, if you like any of those songs, some of them are pretty good. Gotta say, AI's got bars. That took 2 seconds, by the way, 2 seconds to make. But if you like any of them, they're all at vigilante.tv and just look up Vigilante music there. Anyway, we should get into it. Got lots to talk about. It's been a pretty incredible start to the new year, even though it's not the new year. Anyway, time doesn't really exist anyway. But in the Matrix, already attacked to Venezuela, already kidnapped Maduro, and already had their first major psyop of the year in the first week. Like not waste any time now. They got to get their temple done by 2027, according to Max, and they need everyone pretty much dead by then. We're under their control. So anyway, we'll see how that works out for the Jews. We're having too good of a time here anyway. I'd rather be doing this, and I kind of am. But yeah, first major psyop of the year. Well, actually second. The Venezuela is basically a psychological operation also. But the second one was the ICE one, which happened to be a woman getting shot on the 33rd 100 block of a street, which was just blocks away from where a past psyop, you might remember the George Floyd psyop, the porn star George Floyd, who's probably still alive, that caused everyone to go out with their Antifa, which is probably backed by Israhell, people, and burn down all the cities, and now they're doing the same thing, but more kind of like the other side this time a little bit. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what happened, obviously, but I wouldn't doubt it because 33rd block, Minnesota's the 33rd state. The officer who Donald Trump said it's amazing he survived, and he was in the hospital even though he wasn't, and he wasn't hit by the car, and he just walked off afterwards, as you do at a crime scene, you know. But he had and this was like all. Like in press conferences, I think Kash
Patel said he just recently had 33 stitches.
Line leaves out is the fact that that very
ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car 6 months ago, 33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about somebody ramming him with an automobile?
So that's how you know it was some sort of operation. And who knows how deep the operation is. And this is where we can get into the weeds of all the details, which I don't even bother. Because this is all part of a plan to kill everyone on Earth in the next couple of years. And I'll be getting into that in this video. So was that woman a part of it? Or did they just decide, let's go kill that woman today on the 33rd block? So everyone knows, all of our people know it was an operation. And we'll make sure it's like just a brutal, totally unnecessary murder, shoot her in the face 3 times. Or was it all fake? Was it all staged? Who knows? It doesn't really matter, like I said. See, while you're arguing with people over the details, they're trying to kill you. And they will if you're not smart. But the ICE stuff, and this is what I've been saying for a while, Max Egan's been saying, a lot of the ICE people are trained in Israhell. And very obvious that going towards a police state for a long time in the US. Alex Jones used to be totally against it, now he's totally for it. Because he's controlled opposition.
I am Jewish. You don't like Jews? I'm Jewish, okay? I'm Jewish. You understand that? I'm Jewish, okay? Good, there you go.
Starting to get all the stuff I've been saying yet? I don't like to always be right, but usually am. And we were saying how they're going to be rolling this out more and more. Police state. Of course, they did during the COVIDs. That was another run for them. Now they're ramping it up. And the ICE stuff's getting crazy. Like, this is just basically, like, a government is a criminal organization, in case you didn't know. Like, that's what it is. Like, what is it? It's a thing that says it gets its authority because people go into a closet and pick an elephant or a donkey. I know it sounds crazy, but you wouldn't believe how many people believe this. And what do? Well, they steal from people. They extort and steal everyone's money. And if you don't do what they say, they use violence and will kidnap or kill you. So it's a criminal organization from the get-go. It's actually one of the biggest mimic matrix overlays that has so fooled this world so much for so long that people even believe government's legitimate. The actual meaning of the word government is literally mind control, but people can't see it, and you tell them that, and they just give you the fluoride stare because they're under mind control, and heavily fluoridated, chemtrailed with the fluoride aluminum, or not with fluoride, but with aluminum, which turns off their brain. Go home, turn on the mind control box, which they call television programming. It's programming for a reason, which they broadcast, which is basically spellcasting. Anyway, I've talked all about this for years, but it's amazing to see how it's just rolling out now. And so many of the MAGA types are all cheering it on. It's incredible. They're so good at what they do. And there's so many, I won't feature too many, but here was a supposed US Marine vet. And I don't know if this is a he or she or what. It looks like a she. But you know how it is. They've got so many of them under the tranny sort of mind control. They got them chopping their penises off or cutting their breasts off. It's insane. This world's insane. I don't know if you've been here. I come in every now and then and I'm like, whoa. Complete insanity. But here's what this Marine vet said had happened to her.
First off, I'm a United States Marine veteran.
Following ICE agents.
Yep, following ICE agents. They tried to ram our car. They broke my window. They yanked me out by my neck. They threw me to the ground. They stomped on me. They pushed my face into the ground. They put the cuffs on as tight as possible to the point where it took 6 agents to try to get them off. For calling me a bunch of derogatory names, calling me it. They tried to break my ankle. When he turned my ankle all the way around, I screamed and he said, "Yeah, I bet you like that, don't you?" I took an oath. And it's the oath that they're spitting on and stomping on. And this isn't Germany.
Notice at the end there, she goes, "This isn't Germany." That was an interesting thing to say, because On the podium today, Christy Noem said, "One of ours, all of yours." It's a line from Nazi Germany, coined when an SS officer was killed in a Czech village, and the Nazis killed every single male resident of that village in response. Yeah, they're actually using old Nazi lines. And a lot of this is very similar. And it's just been incredible how many, like there's hundreds. Little kids getting their eyes jabbed out, like they're blind now. Like this is the worst gang I've seen. Like forget about this Tren de Agua or what are all these gangs, the Mexican cartels. Like those are all mostly made up. But this is like a real gang going around just killing people, beating them up, stealing their stuff, stealing them, kidnapping them, lots of them. And it's so funny that Marine vet said this is in Germany. And then Christy Noem comes out with the old SS German slogan, "One of ours, all of yours," which means if you even touch one of their government authority, they'll kill everybody in the town. I think you've seen that too, right? Like every time they say a cop gets shot, what do you see? Thousands of cop cars. They come from all over the world. Gotta find that guy. They got one of ours. And that's how they look at it, by the way. It's them versus you. Unfortunately, a lot of the people who are the them think it's their side until it happens to them. It's incredible. History didn't die. It just changed uniforms. Speaking of changing uniforms, they've also changed the ICE uniforms. It used to be like, I don't know, like a plastic coat with a little badge thing. Now it's a bunch of masked military people jumping out of cars and killing you. And they're just terrorizing everybody. And they'll just go into like a Walmart, or was it a Target? I think this was a Target. And just grab a 17-year-old sort of employee there or something, grab them, beat them up, kidnap them. Finally they go, "Oh, you're actually a US citizen." And they drop them off like 10 minutes away from where they picked them up in a parking lot, and he's all bleeding.
What's your name? What's your name?
Jonathan Aguilar Garcia. I'm literally a U.S. citizen.
Give us a
I'm
phone
literally a
number.
U.S. citizen. Get the fuck out of here, Ray.
Why are you kidnapping our citizens?
Get in there.
Why are you?
This guy right here, they let him out of the vehicle, they tortured him.
This guy?
This guy right here, yeah. Tortured.
You okay, man?
No, I'm not okay.
Bro, it's... shit's crazy. My man's bleeding. Bleeding.
They slammed me on the ground.
We gotta be able to call somebody. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, welcome to the land of the free, boy. Here's another one. This one was a 14-year-old boy who was Latino in Minnesota. And they just grab him off the street and take him away. There's no, you know, where's his parents sort of a thing. No, they're just taking kids and kidnapping them now.
No voy a entrar a tu casa. Okay, you can wait me too. I will go, pero fácilmente no va a regresar. Vamos a checar aquí. No. Ahí, güey. Exactly.
Meanwhile, an ICE worker has been detained in a Minnesota sex operation involving a teenager after allegedly claiming his job made him untouchable. There's been a lot of young women just stolen off the streets. Like this is next level stuff going on. It's like I've said in the past, like seeing the US and people in the US and what they think and what they're told and the propaganda, it's not a lot different than North Korea. Like this could be like a person from the US. In America, if you refuse to get dragged out of your car by mass federal agents, the government is allowed to execute you and publicly mock your death on 25 different news channels. If you ask questions, you are labeled a radical leftist lunatic. It's getting so bad. Like when people get carjacked, they're just holding their breath hoping it's not ICE. Out of the car, this is a robbery. Thank God. Oh, I thought it was ICE. And what was I saying? They just do this left, right, left, right. The left stuff was the tranny stuff, but also a lot of the COVIDs. Even though Donald Trump called himself the father of the vaccine, he's still very proud of that to this day. But they kind of did a lot of that with the Biden stuff. So that was the left stuff with all the, just the heinous crimes against humanity done by the government under the guise of a virus, which they, well, some people at least knew, at the top knew, didn't even exist. And it was all an operation to put people into fear, put up the 5G towers, inject as many people as possible with the nanotech to control them with the 6G, which Donald Trump says is coming out, and it'll let the government see further under your skin.
I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin?
And then they come in with the right side, and it's all the ICE stuff. It's a massive police state. Jason Basler of the Free Thought Project. Just follow orders is just the 2025 version of just get the experimental jab. The left, follow CDC orders. The right, follow ICE orders. Different tribes, same submission to the state. Yeah, they both worship government. 2021, obey 3-letter agency and politicians or die. 2026, obey 3-letter agencies and politicians or die. They just change their hat from blue to red every couple of years. You get yet why us anarchists call status insane and just demented? Because that's what it is. That's what the whole thing is. And people just keep repeating it over and over. And now they've actually got the right side people, not all of them, but a decent amount. They're actually losing lots of them now, which is great. They're actually waking up. This is the apocalypse, lifting of the veil. Happens slower than we like with a lot of people. But I just noticed some chemtrails. Yeah, of course. Not surprised. Although these are a bit different. They seem like they kind of end a little bit. I don't know. Probably is, though. It's everywhere. They're trying to kill everyone right now. I keep trying to tell everyone. No one seems to care. They think I'm crazy. Yeah, now they got the right side all cheering for the martial law. Alex Jones, who 10 years ago even did a movie called Martial Law and how we can never allow it to happen, now massively cheerleading it. You notice he's never spoken at Anarchapulco? You notice most of the amazing people in the world have all spoken at Anarchapulco, and most of the controlled opposition, almost all really, although there might be a couple possible exceptions, it's difficult to say, but for the most part we haven't had any. Like, a lot of people said we needed Jordan B. Peterson. Well, look how that turned out, right? Like, very clearly, and now he's actually dying because that's what's going to happen. Actually, all these people are going to die because they're not going to be, their power source has been taken away, and the new consciousness energy that's entering, thanks to Christoph Melchizedek and the creator mostly, or all, is they can't actually coexist with it. So we're going to see most of them just dying off now, which is great. It's great. I love this. They tried to like ban me everywhere. They tried to kill me in so many ways. Cat 5 hurricanes, earthquakes. Tried to destroy me in so many ways, and I just keep going, I don't care. And you know what? They actually never can touch me. It's really incredible. But it's so incredible to watch the right side again, a lot of them falling for it. See, that's what happens when you don't have principles. See, us anarchists or voluntarists have principles, and they're very simple. It's actually the same as what Jesus said. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you, or basically, don't aggress against others. Because obviously, unless you're a masochist or you're massively traumatized, you don't really want people to aggress against you, beat you up, kill you, steal your stuff. And that's all we say is, we don't think people should do that to each other. And a lot of people say we're crazy. But it's very easy to be principled. You notice like all these people have changed, like Nick Fuentes, I'll get to him in a second, Alex Jones. All these people have changed massively because they don't have any principles and they've sold their soul. I haven't sold my soul, and I have very basic principles, so it's very simple. And so it's very easy to always be on the right side of the moral right side at the very least of every sort of thing. Is anyone aggressing against someone else who hasn't done anything to them? Yes. Okay, that's wrong. See, it's very simple. It's very easy to be this. Although not that easy in the past, you know. A lot of people just constantly attacking us, saying we're crazy, we're idiots. I think that's what they said about... Well, anyway, I'll leave it there. But it's so incredible to watch the right side again. Just like cheering on now the police state, which is one of the big things they were always against. And for my next trick, I'll make freedom-loving patriots cheer for a police state. I should correct that, though. If you're a conservative voter statist, you're not a freedom-loving patriot. You're a slavery-loving, basically bootlicker. That's basically what they are. And it's sad to see. But there's lots of them, but there's lots that are waking up now too. Because you have to. At a certain point, if you don't wake up, you're like super, like at a certain point, you can't even blame the brainwashing anymore. You have to like just admit you're evil if you support all this stuff. But on top of all this stuff, it's so incredible too, that they've got a lot of these people cheering on a massive police state, going after all the people who are standing up to the government. They cheer that on. But then they put on their news, on their mind control CIA programming, all these other countries, and they say, look, these people are standing up to their governments. That means it's time for the USSA to come in and do some regime change. I know it doesn't make any sense, but they cheer for both of those things at the same time. See, when you're under mind control, and that's why it's hard to even talk to those people, and that's why they get so upset if you even try to talk to them. Because they can actually recognize the cognitive dissonance in their own mind, but then they just start freaking out and start yelling and either want to kill you or they run away. Yeah, in the US, the government out in the streets beating people should have complied with the government. Authoritarian regime brutality in the US. Then they show them authoritarian regime brutality in places like Iran. Bomb them. America stands for freedom. MAGA at home. Obey government or be shot. MAGA abroad. Finally overthrow the government. I know it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, according to their logic, national protests break out all across America. So I guess that means regime change, right? That's how it works, we're told. Yeah. Got a helicopter flying over. Probably checking me out. Actually, probably not. I'm actually kind of invisible to them now. But anyway, yeah, it's so incredible to see how they... And all the stuff they say about these other places are all lies too. Like they say that there's a big protest against the Iranian government. I don't know, I haven't looked into it, I haven't been there, so I can't say it all. And I really haven't looked into it. But from what I've looked into, it looks like there's actually pro-government sort of rallies going on there, which is also stupid in my opinion. Should never have a pro-government rally ever. Like that's talk about It's like, I'm pro criminal organization, violence, and theft. That's how screwed up this world is. That's why this world's so screwed up. But according to Christoph Melchizedek, should be all fixed in the next 7 years. You just got to survive it. There's so much propaganda and so much bots, and like Israhel's been shown, like half the posts on X that are pro-Israhell are actually paid for by the Israeli government. And of course, ICE, a lot of them train in Israhell as well. That's why they're so brutal. And here, ICE is spending $8 million on deals with pro-ICE influencers to push its propaganda online. Oh, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, making more money. It's so sad that so many people can't actually figure out what's going on. I've been talking about it, of course, for years. But I'm on BitChute, I'm on vigilante.tv. You can't find that anywhere. It's not listed anywhere. If you search for me on YouTube, you can't find it. If somehow you've got the direct link, you can see it, but that's just a few thousand people. Massively shadow banned. Same on X. But most people can't see what actually is going on here. And what actually is going on is what I've been saying. It's a massive, basically, you can call it Jewish, but it's like this Moloch worshipping death cult that is basically working for a consciousness field that's trying to destroy all life and all the souls on earth. And that's what's really going on.
I told you that the entire Great Awakening was a psyop headed by controlled opposition figureheads designed to reveal any dissidents to the pro-government, pro-Israel movement of America. Be crazy. Anyway, have you ever heard of the Zephyr Plan?
Allegedly, David Goldberg was a researcher with a White House insider source, as well as intelligence officials. David was Jewish and Zionist and was horrified in 2019 after learning of Zionist plans through White House memos and other internal documents describing two projects, Project Pogo and Project Zephyr, a two-stage plan. For Pogo, they would utilize TTID, Tag, Track, and ID. They would use this for dissidents, nationalists, patriots, anyone who would pose a long-term threat. They used YouTube gatekeepers, like Alex Jones, to create a space for alternative thinkers. They were all agents paid to put out truthful information to tag, track, and identify the people who were watching and interacting, basically using alt media influencers as honeypots. They then created databases of Americans who were awake. Remember, Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, and Tucker Carlson all have CIA daddies. Their targets are anti-Zionists, anti-Semites, Christians discussing Synagogue of Satan, Muslims, any Goyim who won't conform, and anyone aware of and opposing Zionist world government plans. Project Zephyr, the second stage, the extermination. High-value targets will be taken out through kidnappings via a U.S.-based Israeli Defense Force, or ICE. The low-value targets would be taken out through viruses or other widely applicable means. At the time, they were working on COVID. Goldberg estimated the total number of dissidents to be around 15% of Americans, and that was in 2019. He also said that if there were too many dissidents, they would then conduct power outages and purge-style attacks to take people from their homes and place them into camps. He said that they might blame it on Iran, and false flags would probably take place to make the U.S. go to war with Iran in order to further Israel's Greater Israel Project. It discusses foot soldiers from the U.S. and nuclear weapons being used in Iran. The memos also said that Donald Trump had converted to Judaism in 2017 and joined the Chabad Lubavitch Synagogue in New York and had been meeting with high-level rabbis in which these plans were discussed. These plans said several times that he would have to declare himself King of Israel publicly to symbolically declare the start of the plans. Trump is not just a Jew, according to the memos, he's a Freemason, and allegedly has been promised high-ranking positions for his children in the government that they're forming, which will be headquartered in Jerusalem. David posted his findings on his YouTube channel. His channel was then scrubbed. David Goldberg died on June 8th, 2019, in his Brooklyn apartment. He was found by his neighbor dead on the floor, with foam coming out of his mouth and no apparent cause of death. No cause of death has ever been publicly released. His friends claim that the police took a lot of his things, much more than they should have for the situation. All data about David Goldberg has been scrubbed from the internet.
Yeah, it's a mass extermination plan that is very obvious now. And most people still have no clue. A lot of them still believe, a lot of these people like Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes and all these people, which they're clearly showing themselves to be part of the globalists, the big club, the Molochian death cult, or as David Icke calls it, the Sabbatian death cult. And there actually are tracking people like that to, you know, find people who follow them to actually kill them. You know, you're basically watching Alex Jones, and they're actually tracking you and plan to kill you. Whereas I'm banned everywhere. If you can find me, I'm on BitChute, which, by the way, I got to just mention, I just heard the founder of BitChute, I believe his name is Rick Vahey, I might have that slightly wrong, has just agreed to speak at Anarchapulco, which is great. BitChute's been one of the like a very necessary thing, especially 5 years ago during the COVIDs, when all of us, Max Egan, David Icke, myself, anyone who speaks at Anarchapulco, we're all wiped off YouTube, FBI book, X, all these sort of things. It was one of the only places you can get our videos at that time. So really happy he's coming, and hopefully we can help support him as well, because he's been under massive attack. But yeah, we're over on BitChute, and we're on vigilante.tv, and a few others, I think. Was it Rumble? Something like that. One of them is kind of owned by like Peter Thiel or something. It's probably tracking you too. Like, sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But for the most part, like with my videos, I'm not tracking you, trying to kill you. I'm trying to tell you what's going on, you know? But I'm basically banned or shadow banned everywhere. No one's ever, like, you never hear about me anywhere. Which I don't mind at all. Like, I'm fine with it. Like, I don't need to have like the spotlight on me. But yeah, speaking of all these controlled opposition people, like Nick Fuentes, has anything been more obvious than this one? First of all, I should mention, he was at that January 6th thing. If you know anything about that, anyone who was even close to there, they tracked them all by their cell phones. If you're even like within a mile of there, you're usually in Guantanamo Bay for a couple of years in solitary confinement. Nick Fuentes was there with his loudspeaker thing, his megaphone. Nothing happened to him. Anyone want to guess that either he was already controlled opposition at that point, which is very likely, or if he wasn't, that's when they turned him. Because now all he does is promote the Trump stuff, the wars for Israhell, and he even just came out recently and he's like, hey, you know, forget about this Epstein stuff.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there, okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a Jewish spy probably working with Israel. That's the dilemma there. He's working with Israeli intelligence.
And of course, he's just mentioning that some of them weren't what you would call, what I wouldn't call children. You know, if you're 16, 17, you're not 100% a child anymore. Although, you know, it's not great if they get sex trafficked and raped by Bill Clinton and Donald Trump and all these people. But, you know, he does have a bit of a point that some of them aren't like little kids, like toddlers. But lots of them are, and that's what they do as well. Is they just say, oh, there's a couple 17-year-old girls. They're about to turn 18 or something. No. See, that's what Nick Fuentes is out there basically saying now, saying just forget about it. He even came out just recently, like he's said in the past how the US has become the great Satan, the evil empire, because of all their regime changes and all their military stuff all over. And now here's him now.
It's a movement for right-wing Americans that want America to have primacy over the entire planet. As much power, as much abundance, as many resources as possible. So if you're coming around with this nonsense about, they stole the oil, that's not moral. They intervened in another country who violated their sovereignty. I don't give a shit. I don't care at all. We do it all the time, and we've done it for centuries. It's called Manifest Destiny. It's called the Mexican-American War, the Spanish-American War, the Bay of Pigs. We do it all the time. This is our world, and at the minimum, this is our half. This is our half of the world for us to have uncontested, undisputed dominance, military, commercial, naval, every way, shape, and form. And we will take what we are entitled to. We will take what makes us safer, richer, more prosperous. We will take what we want. Nobody can stop us, and we'll do it again, and I hope we do. And I hope we do it in Greenland, and I hope we do it in Panama, and I hope we do it in Cuba. I hope we do it everywhere where it makes sense for us. You got a problem with that? I don't know. Go back to fucking Pakistan. Go back to some other country and complain about it on the internet. Invented by America.
So would it come as any surprise to you if it were to come out that Nick Fuentes is actually a Jew? Nick Fuentes is a confirmed Jew. He's running cover for Zionist regime change. Fuentes is a Jewish surname. It's associated with Sephardic Jewish ancestry in Spain. His sister claims Sephardic Jewish ancestry. His father also admitted to being part Mexican and Jewish. By the way, Maduro is also a Sephardic Jew. See, they're all in the big club, all of them. All this stuff's a show while they're trying to kill everyone on earth. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's what they're trying to do. How many people are waking up to this? Not enough, not fast enough. And they keep rolling out their operations. Like, for example, Trump apparently was at like a Ford factory or something, and apparently a factory worker shouted out that he's a pedophile protector. And Trump did this. So Trump gave the middle finger to a worker who called him a pedophile protector at the Ford plant in Michigan. Turns out that random Ford employee is a Freemason. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. See, even all that stuff is all staged. Everything, it's all staged. Are you getting it yet? Because you're going to need to get some of this if you're going to survive the next few years. Most people are still trapped in it. Like, well, that can't be all staged stuff. Yeah, pretty much all of it. Anyway, if you wake up, you wake up. There's still nice things to look at here on this earth anyway. But I see that the new Venezuelan president that Trump's trying to put in is trying to give the Nobel Peace Prize to Trump after they attacked her country, threatened to attack Greenland, Canada, Mexico. Colombia, so many. Machado offered Trump her Nobel Prize, but the Prize Institute says it's not allowed because he keeps bombing the entire world. Yeah, you starting to get it yet? All the stuff I said about Trump, it's actually far worse than I thought. I thought it wasn't going to be this bad. It's far worse. He's fully rolling out basically the Molochian death cult agenda of killing and enslaving everyone on earth in the next couple of years. And they're doing it. I know after October 7th, like 2 years ago, I started basically realizing what the Jew stuff was all about and how they were controlling so much of everything. And a lot of people said, oh, I'm such an anti-Semite. Jews aren't Semites. Well, I guess technically they kind of are, because a Semite means you speak Arabic, Hebrew, or other Semitic languages. But they're not from that region. Those people that say that, they're from there, most of them are actually from Khazaria. But so many people, I got a lot of flack, which I usually do when I say the truth. I'm like, these people have a cult and they're basically in control of all these things, they're doing all these things. And all of that has been proven to be true. And it's becoming more and more obvious now. Almost every bad thing that happens in the world is because of Israelis, Mossad, Jews. Not all,
but many.
Large portions of Argentina now are on fire. And of course, this is what they've been trying to push for a long time, that all these fires are going to be caused by climate change. Or they're man-made global warming. Well, it's definitely man-made, as we've seen with almost all the fires in so many parts of the world. And now they're burning down Argentina. Anyone want to guess who might be involved in that?
You might have seen that Patagonia, Argentina is in flames right now. This gets so much weirder and deeper than you can even imagine, so just buckle up. This is Argentina's based president, Javier Milei, total Zionist puppet, puts on the tiny hat and kisses the wall. Exactly 1 month ago, on December 9th, President Milei announced that foreigners can buy Argentinian land and develop it after fires. Now, as of January 9th, Patagonia is on fire. They're not even denying the fact that these fires were intentional, and you'll never guess who was caught setting them.
Una hora te vas de ahí. Una hora te vas de ahí. Estos son los hijos de puta que nos prenden fuego, la concha de su madre. Llévateles y se van a la mierda, dale. Me acabo de dar toda la vuelta porque vi una nube de humo.
Yeah, that was an Israeli tourist, which is actually very common in Argentina and Chile because IDF members get sent there right when they get out of the military by NGOs that want them to map the land. They've been caught using military equipment while they're doing this, like radios and satellites that they then quickly hide once anyone approaches. They've also been setting fires to these places for years, which makes it even stranger that Milei would pass a law saying that foreigners can buy up land after it's been set on fire. They've been finding Israeli grenades near where these fires originated. They've also been finding busted pipes for the water sources used to put the flames out. And Netanyahu just happened to have a picture of Argentina with him at his last trip to the White House. Argentinian locals know exactly what's happening. They know that they are under Zionist occupation and that Israel is trying to steal their land and their country.
Este lugar para nosotros es el paraíso y nos quemaron el paraíso, loco. Nos dejaron, arruinaron todo. Y acá lo que pasa es que están queriendo venderle la Patagonia a todos los judíos, loco. Esto se sabe hace un montón. Acá todo el mundo lo sabe. Está lleno de israelitas, está todo el mundo comprando la tierra. Nadie hace nada.
Estamos sorprendidos de que nos prendan fuego a la Patagonia. Sabemos que es a propósito. Lo tenemos recontra en claro que hay poderes que están del lado. Tienen un interés inmobiliario, tienen interés minero.
The claims that there is a plot by Israel to take over Argentina and turn it into basically their second base is not even close to being a new thing. Plan Andania started being discussed in the 1970s and of course has since been labeled as an insane far-right conspiracy theory. The theory alleges that Plan Andania is a covert Zionist Israeli scheme to conquer and declare a second Jewish state specifically in southern Patagonia, emerged in the 1970s in Argentine far-right circles. In 1971, ultra-nationalist economist and professor Walter Allende popularized it through pamphlets and articles in magazines like Cabedillo, claiming Zionists were secretly buying land to undermine Argentine sovereignty and establish Andania, a mashup of Andes and Patagonia. There's really way too much that goes into this to even fit into a short video, so I'm gonna put this guy's Substack here. It has a tremendous amount of information. He did an insane deep dive. Definitely go check that out. Just screenshot it and copy and paste into your browser.
Yeah, so they're burning down most of Argentina, so Jews can take it over and live there. Which is rather interesting because they say there's only 2% of the world population is Jewish. There's no way. There's no way. Well, first of all, the actual world population likely isn't 7 billion. It's likely closer to 3 to 4 billion. So right there you would say, oh, then the Jews are 4%, right? But I think it's even more than that because they're everywhere doing everything all the time. They're trying to take over Argentina. They've already done that with Ukraine. That's what the whole Ukraine-Russia thing is, to create another area for these Jews. And they're like moving in all over. They're killing the entire Christian, sort of Catholic sort of population of white males. And all these Jews are moving in and taking all these hot Ukrainian women now. It's incredible. They're doing that in Argentina. Anyone want to guess where else they're doing it? Finance Slot said, I spent today doing a deep dive into the billionaire Freedom City project in Greenland, and it's going to shock you what I've uncovered so far. The city is envisioned as a low-regulation, techno-libertarian hub backed by figures like Peter Thiel, via Praxis, Mark Andreessen, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Sam Altman of AI. This project is an AI-driven data center project with aims to capture rare earth mining in Greenland. While exact details on land purchases for the city itself remain undisclosed in public sources, the initiatives are concentrated in southern Greenland, where the island's primary rare earth mineral deposits are located. Yeah, so you got Peter Thiel, who runs Palantir, that's run by a Jew, and is basically the CIA. You got Jeff Bezos, who just promotes all the CIA Jew stuff. Sam Altman, who's a Jew. And Bill Gates, who's trying to kill everyone on Earth. And basically the person who runs all his business stuff, the person who really gets things done for him, is a Jewish guy. Yeah, so now they're trying to take over Greenland. And that too was also part of Elon Musk's grandfather's plan, and also the Club of Rome, to create a one-state area all the way from Greenland, all the way down to, drumroll please, Venezuela. Meanwhile, Alex Jones is out there saying Trump's defeating the globalists by rolling out the Club of Rome and the technocrat wet dream. It's incredible. And if you ever wonder how things like the Holocaust can happen, where nothing really happened, and for decades after, no one talked about a Holocaust or anything, and all of a sudden there's all these Hollywood movies, and all of a sudden 6 million Jews were killed, which, you know, the total amount of Jews they say that were on Earth pre-World War II was 15 million. Post-World War II, it was also 15 million, which gets back to my point. I think there's way more Jews than we think. I'm not saying they're all evil, but there's quite a few for sure. Like, there's a lot. Not all, but many. And if you wonder how they do it, they're already rewriting Gaza before they've even killed the last child there.
The next generation of young people won't remember October 7th in the same way. That's true in Israel and in America and broadly in the world. And we need to make sure two things. One, it's not that we don't forget. We need to make sure that the story is told properly, so that when the history books write this, they don't write about the victims of Gaza, right? They can't. The history, and it's. I should be a little more precise. There were victims in Gaza, right? It's true. There are civilian casualties in every war that's ever been fought, but the victims were the people of the nation-state of Israel. Though that the aggressor was the Iranian regime in the proxy of Hamas, and we need to make sure that the history books reflect that, and that requires each of us every day to talk about it in real time with our children, with our grandchildren, about it in a way that is serious and thoughtful and complete and moral.
And if you're wondering why you don't hear too many people on X talking about it, it's because if you do, you get banned. Like Max Egan, who just got banned again for 2 weeks on X. You know, the free speech platform. Hi, Max Egan. Your account, Max the Crow House, was reported and has been automatically locked for violating the X rules, specifically for violating our rules against violent speech. Here was his violent speech. Most of the people being killed in Iran are Mossad spies and agitators being rooted out. So violent, Max. That's interesting what Max said there. So there's actually there's been big X accounts saying 12,000 Iranian protesters were killed. There doesn't appear to be any evidence of that. But what Max is saying there, and he got banned on X for saying, which gives you a good idea that it's probably true, is it's actually the people killing the Mossad and Israheli infiltrators. If that's the case, that is awesome, but that also means they'll probably bomb Iran as soon as possible before people find out about this. So that's what, I think almost for sure by the end of this month. And then things will get really interesting, because they'll probably do this kind of like a world war sort of a thing. They'll say Russia is will attack some part of the US or something. And it'll be this big war, and they'll kill like hundreds of millions of people. And that's probably what they're going to do, by the way. But it's not like organic. The Putin, for example, the Russian government is controlled the exact same way the U.S. government is by the exact same people. You can tell because they all hang out with the exact same people. Oh, and if you're wondering about the guy that Putin's supposedly fighting in Ukraine, he hangs out with the same people. Oh, and Zelensky is a Jew. Trump converted to being a Jew about 5 or 6 years ago. And Putin, I think his mother was Jewish. Starting to get it. It's all a massive operation that hardly anyone gets. And there's some people, they're like, you just got to trust the plan. I'm on a Q email list on 4chan that comes out of Israhell. And it's basically the CIA, and it tells me some things that makes me believe that all the evil stuff they're doing is actually part of a grand plan. Yeah, there's some people who believe that. It's incredible. Trust the plan. Just some Zionism and some lethal injections. Oh, and how do I know that they're probably going to attack Iran even before this video goes out? Well, at Mar-a-Lago, they just had a guy come out in like a magician's outfit, blowing like horns, which is actually a sign in the Jewish religion of going to war. See, that's how they announce going to war now. You used to have to go to Congress. Now you just have a Jewish rabbi guy in his robes come up and blow some horns. That's how you announce it. And then you say, next, airspace closed over Iran for the next 24 hours. Thanks for your attention. But meanwhile, the US dollar is absolutely crashing. Actually, all fiat currencies are crashing massively right now versus silver, which has gone absolutely parabolic. It's actually, I just came out like an hour ago, it was at $93 an ounce. You can see the chart here, it's absolutely insane. Yeah, the time it took silver from $20 to $30 was 145 days. The time for silver to go from $30 to $40 was 145 days. From $40 to $50 it was 39 days. From $50 to $60 it was 12 days. From 60 to 70 it was 13 days. From 70 to 80 it was 6 days. And from 80 to 90 it was 15 days. Yeah, gold's at all-time highs again. Silver's just doubled almost all-time highs now in the last month or two, which are all signs that we're headed towards a massive, massive crisis here. Like, this is obvious. This is what gold and silver always kind of point out in the markets, because some people know ahead of time. And those people who know have a lot of capital, like trillions of dollars of capital, so they know when to buy this stuff. And of course, gold and silver have been a big part of our portfolio at the Dollar Vigilante. So we've been doing incredibly well. Almost all of our stuff is at all-time highs right now, and massive all-time highs, like huge all-time highs. And not to mention the gold and silver stocks that are going up even more than that are in our portfolio. Like, just so you know, at the Dollar Vigilante Summit last year, we talked mostly about buying gold and silver stocks. A lot of them are up like 500% or more at this point. Like way up. And we have another Dollar Vigilante Summit coming up in February. You might want to make sure you come to it or watch it virtually. Oh, and we're also, by the time this video comes out, our January issue of the Dollar Vigilante should be out. So you definitely want to subscribe to that. That's where we talk about all these things. And actually, Ed Bugos is going to be putting out a few sort of smaller precious metal mining stocks out over the next few months. Some of these stocks could go up thousands of percent quite easily. And you don't hear hardly anyone talking about this stuff, and that's a really good sign, because they're still massively, massively undervalued. So you definitely subscribe to our newsletter. You're insane if you don't. You're like, if you want to know what's going on and make a lot of money, go to dollarvigilante.com/subscribe. It's about $20 a month for the premium version that you get all these stock picks and everything. And some of them, they're going to do incredibly well. Like, just look at silver right now. It's going insane. And it might not stop for a while. It might, but it might not. But then on top of that, something else is like skyrocketed recently, and it's another of our largest holdings, Monero. Just so you know, our biggest holdings in the Dollar Vigilante are gold and silver mining stocks. So we're up like hundreds and hundreds of percent on all these things. Then Bitcoin, but we actually said that take profits on it above 100,000 to 120,000. So did the Crypto Vigilante people, and I wasn't very bullish on it. But we've been very bullish, Ed Bugos especially, and also Mr. X at the Crypto Vigilante, have both been banging the table for months to get some Monero while it was still around $100 or $200 or $250. Well, it started skyrocketing in the last few days. I mentioned my last video, but it's up a few $100s since then. It almost hit $800 today. It's up almost 100% in the last month. And Zcash has not been keeping up. Monero is almost back in the top 10 of market cap coins now, which is absolutely massive. And is another sign that all these things are going to start collapsing. And it's everything I've been talking about. Like, you're insane if you don't subscribe to our stuff. Like, we've been talking about all this stuff. The Crypto Vigilante has been just like the biggest proponent of Monero for a long time. Monero, I told you so.
I told you so.
Hey, you might want to subscribe to the Crypto Vigilante too. Dollar Vigilante, Crypto Vigilante, we're killing it right now. Like, there can't be any other financial newsletter on earth who's got anywhere near our returns over the last few months, because we're heavily into silver and Monero. And what are you invested in? Has it gone up at all? Is it down? Yeah, you should subscribe to our stuff. What are you doing? It's not even that expensive. $20 a month? Are you joking? It's only that price because I just haven't gotten around to raising the prices yet. Like, I literally just have to sit down one day and go, okay, we got to raise these. It's stupid. But in the meantime, you can still subscribe at these prices. dollarvigilante.com/subscribe. Like I said, Ed's going to be releasing some new picks soon. Like, these are going to be like cryptos. They're going to have the potential to massively skyrocket. And another reason Monero is doing so well is even things like the stable coins, like Tether, have begun freezing tons of funds, just like a bank, just like a government does. Whale alert, an address with a balance of 44 million has just been frozen. An address of 50 million has been frozen. An address with 12 million has been frozen. An address with 29 million has just been frozen. Yeah, you might want to get Monero. And then there's Pirate Chain. Pirate Chain's almost gone up 100% in the last few days. But it could still, I gotta say it again, okay? It's around like 80 cents or 70 cents, 60 cents I think it is right now, okay? It could. I want you to listen to one word here. Could go to $50. It could go to $50 if people woke up and started to realize it's the best privacy crypto in the world. It's even better than Monero for privacy. Now, will it? I don't know. When it would be alive still, when it does in the next 5 years, I don't know. But it could. Now, if it doesn't go to $50 in the next few months and even goes down, I can't wait to see all the people posting again that I'm such a scammer and a grifter and a shiller. I said could. It's a tiny little market cap coin, okay? It could go anywhere. It could, just so you know, listen to this word again, because apparently you guys can't listen too well. Could go to zero. It could. If a bunch of people just stop using it, it's going to zero. But if a lot of people start waking up and they start using it, it could go to like $50 or higher. All of that is could, okay? Anyway. Speaking of the Totosos, remember all the people, Trump's gonna like get rid of the deep state. He's gonna get rid of the Wall Street, and the Black Rocks, and he's gonna go after George Soros and his son. No. And now Trump to interview BlackRock's Rick Ryder for Fed chair position. And that's after he already put in the Soros Quantum Fund chair in the Treasury. Yeah, Soros guy in the Treasury, BlackRock at the Federal Reserve. Do you guys get it yet? Are you, are you getting it yet? Are you still, he's still gonna save everything. Well, he's gonna save one thing, and that's basically the Zionists, and everyone else is going to be killed and enslaved if they don't wake up and if they don't do the proper things. So I suggest everyone does. So here's a list of rules to understand the world. This is very basic. Like, I didn't write this. Mine would be way more detailed, and it goes way, way deeper than this. But, you know, a lot of people are just waking up now. Rule book for understanding the world. All the politicians are paid actors who read their scripts and decide nothing. This is what we know. We know this. All the countries are for-profit corporations owned and operated by one central ruling group. Yes, we know this. Government is a parasitic force or thought form which has to consume public energy, to feed itself. All fights between countries are scripted pantomime in order to organize the mass consumption of public energy. To not become food for this parasitic force, you'll have to become brave enough to face these facts. All conventional institutions in our society are rewarded for feeding you and your children into the sacrificial energy volcano. Yeah, so the first step is accepting it and then doing the work to get yourself basically like Luke Skywalker in this Matrix, and you can see things, you see the signs, you see the symbols, you can use the Force, and the Force in many ways is things like plasma, which you know about. Just like I told people about Bitcoin at $3, and hardly anyone listened. I'm telling you about plasma right now, and hardly anyone listens. This is going to be a world changer. It's going to get rid of all big pharma and all the Rockefeller medicine, all the doctors, maybe not all, but like 95% of them. And once we get through this culling, whoever's left, it's just going to be gold, silver, Monero pirate chain, and plasma machines for health. There won't really be hospitals too much, because it can even stop the bleeding and stuff. So even if like you're in a car accident and like your arm got chopped off, you could actually put the bulb on and it'll start healing your arm. It'll stop the bleeding. Now it might be better to have a guy there who can suture some stuff up. But really, like for most things, you can use the Tesla machine. And there's so many, like even just little things it's so good for. Like JJ said, my wife has had bleeding gums for years. However, it got so bad for the last month that she could spit blood out daily. Dental floss would cause massive bleeding. She made an appointment for dentist for some procedure. I reminded her we have an old and Tesla machine designed to fix almost anything in humans. She canceled her appointment and finally started using the bulbs daily for 7 minutes on her upper and lower jaw, like the fellow here who got rid of his 3 cavities. After 5 days of 7 minutes a day, she declared no bleeding, including flossing. 98% bleeding is gone, but one stubborn tooth that slightly bleeds during flossing. She'll concentrate on that tooth to get 100% no gum bleeding. Just freaking amazing plasma machine. Yeah, it basically heals basically anything. That's pretty cool, right? And while I hear and see all these stories of people who've had strokes, myocarditis, cancer, and they're all healing themselves, or even just, you know, healing their cavities or stop their gums from bleeding. That's all awesome. And I think I'll probably be getting some good karma from all this, because most of them found out about it from me. So I'm the only person who talks about it. Except for Stu Peters now, actually. Stu Peters has one, he's become a member, and he's really getting behind it now. He's really starting to tell people about it. So that's going to take off massively. So that's awesome. Stu will also be on Anarchapulco. But like I said, it's really great to wake up every day and find out that something you did basically cured or healed someone of some major, massive problem they had in their life. But there's nothing I like better than hearing about the animals and the dogs that people are healing. And this one's pretty incredible. So here's a little dog named Gizmo, and he had a traumatic accident, and the vet said he's a paraplegic. He can't use his hind legs. And he actually recommended putting him down back in June of last year. This is how he was walking when we first got him. Could only get around by dragging himself. Not much ability to use his back legs, or else walking with the help of a harness. I gave him Tesla treatments every day for about 2 weeks. And this is a video from today. His people said, wanted to share that Gizmo started spinal walking over Christmas. Thank you so much for helping give him therapy when he stays with you. So Gizmo couldn't use his legs for more than half a year, and the vet said to put him down. And they had a dog guy who took care of their dogs, and he had a Tesla machine. He put it on a Gizmo a few times, and now Gizmo can walk. That is so awesome. Now it makes me like even like way happier. I'm sorry for all the people who couldn't walk who are human, and I'm not as happy. I'm sorry, like Gizmo, yes, so happy. You know why? Because Gizmo is a pure soul. He's pure love. That's why dogs are so amazing. And that's what makes me so happy when the dogs get healed, even more than the humans. But I'm also happy for the humans. Anyway, we got Anarchapulco coming up. We're going to have 2 Tesla machines there. Now, we keep selling more and more tickets. I might actually make money on Anarchapulco this year. Probably not a lot. Probably zero. I know what it's going to be. It's going to be zero.
Zero.
Because we always find a way to spend the money, and I never actually get any money if we make money. But I'm okay with that. But I pointed out because it's going to be huge. Like, people are coming from all over the world for this one, and in numbers that we haven't seen since before 2020. So this is going to be one of our biggest events ever. Now, we have 2 machines running, but even if we can do 2 to 3 people an hour, that's still only like a few hundred people. And there's going to be like, I don't know, 1,000 people at Anarchapulco, something like that. It's going to be a lot of people. So even if you come, you might not still get on it, just so you know. Like, there's no guarantees. Like, we just can't. And we can't be running like, it's basically my my daughter's friend and Vanessa, who's actually a Tesla Club member, and they're running it basically nonstop. They work their asses off all week. Now, I could try to get a few more machines and a few more people, but, you know, it's only so much I can do. But anyway, we will have 2 of them running pretty much full time at Anarchapulco. We're going to keep them running 2 probably over the weekend afterwards at the Dollar Vigilante Summit and the Crypto Vigilante Summit too. So there's a pretty good chance you can get on them if that's what you want to do. But I would just recommend, like I've heard this from so many people. They're like, I'm in such rough shape, like I'm going to die probably in the next year of cancer or something like that. But I want to try out the machine before I become a member, just to make sure. It's like, listen, just do it. Like, how many testimonials do you need to see? Like, I've shown hundreds of them. There's hundreds on their website. Like, Max has talked about it, how he's cured people with it. Stu's talked about it. Like, and just seeing it for like 20 minutes isn't going to really change a lot. It's bulbs that are sizzly. And as soon as you start using them, ¿puedes tomar? Yo voy atrás de ti.
Okay.
Looks like everyone's taking off here, so we're gonna head up. But yeah, it's insane to like just wanna like fly somewhere to try it first. Like, just trust me on this one. I can say with 100% confidence, 1,000% confidence, it does what I'm talking about. It does. But anyway, there's gonna be so many amazing things in Anarchapulco, by the way. For people who found my trip through Egypt and going to all these temples and stuff and all these ancient sites interesting, you can actually do that at Anarchapulco too. There's going to be a return to the temple done by Dr. Lydia and Arturo de Leon. And they're going to go to some sites in Mexico City. First at the Tula and Anthropology Museum, but then they're going to Calcalco, and Anahuacalli, which are lesser known vortex sites and ancient ceremonial grounds. Oh, and by the way, at the Anthropology Museum, they have Atlantean era architecture. Then they're going to Teotihuacan, Pyramid of the Sun, of the Moon, Avenue of the Ancestors. Each site's a living temple, aligned with resonance, memory, and sacred geometry. So I'll put that on screen, links in the notes below. Oh, we're having a good time here. So yeah, that sounds pretty cool if you want to go to that. And what I found is you can really connect at these sites. They've got a lot of energy. Also just cool to see while you're in Mexico if you want to do that. Oh, and I can also let you know, I've got some bad news and some good news. Well, none of it's bad or good, it's all perspective. But the bad news, if you wanted to do a boga with Christoph at Anarchapulco, it's already sold out. So sorry about that. I said not many people can get in. I think it's a total of 10 people. So that already sold out, which it should, because it's the most amazing experience ever. But I wasn't sure if Bearheart was going to do ayahuasca. And he actually thought about it for like weeks. Like, he wanted to make sure. He's like trying to sense the energy and what's right, what's wrong. But he's now decided they're going to be doing a lot of bufo at Anarchapulco. That'll be all throughout the event, I think. They'll also be doing something else. I can't remember. You can go to the Anarchapulco website and find all this stuff. But he has decided that they are going to do ayahuasca now. It's going to be in a special sort of a retreat after the event. So actually at the same time Christoph's doing a boga, Bear Hurt's going to be doing ayahuasca in another part of Puerto Vallarta. And just so you know, the iboga kind of brings you down into yourself. The ayahuasca brings you up out of yourself. But if you're looking for an experience to kind of crack you out of your mind, if you're caught in your mind, you can't actually see a lot of the stuff that I can see. Ayahuasca could be very good for that. And I think they're also doing combo, which is like frog poison, which I've also done in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, you inject yourself with the frog poison and it makes you sick and vomit up. And when you're vomiting, actually a lot of your trauma, your negative energy all comes out with it. It's tough. A lot of these experiences are tough. Iboga is super, super tough. Combo is a little bit tough. You definitely are puking a lot. But these can be the releases that you need, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually as well. And so it's called the Inner Alchemy Retreat. And again, they can't do hundreds of people at an ayahuasca ceremony. So if you want to go to that, you should go and sign up as quick as possible, because that'll probably get sold out very quickly as well. Still tickets available for Anarchapulco, by the way. I think there's still a few VIP tickets left. They keep going up in price, just so you know. I think there's even a few super VIP left, but they keep going up in price. There's still general admission tickets available. Think about it. You can come see all these incredible speakers: Max Egan, David Icke, Gareth Icke, Christoph Melchizedek, myself, and so many. Do some DMT, maybe some frog poison, and then do the Tesla machine afterwards. Pretty amazing. I think we'll leave it there. ¿Cómo fue tu día? ¿Estás feliz? Muy bien. We'll leave it there. Adios.
I am Greg Reese, producer and creator of the Reese Report. I imagine the type of people that are going to be going to Anarchapulco are people that are open to the idea of, functional anarchy and agoric society and all kinds of ideas that are far more advanced and humane than government. So yeah, that's why I'm going. I'll see you there.
Bonfires thoughts spark like flint. Ideas ricochet, no permission, no stint. Borders dissolve, minds expand. Every soul sovereign, every mind grand. No contract signed, just a handshake truth. Ancient wisdom reborn in the fountain of youth. Rules crumble like castles at high tide. Revolution lives where the dreamers reside. Golden horizon, the birth of the free. Echoes of laughter, the waves decree. Freedom is anthem, a beat in the chest. Anarchapulco where the restless rest. Anarchapulco where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking into open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This is freedom's fight, and Anarchapulco spoke. Anarchapulco where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking under open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This
with performing artist Aya May.
I don't need a muse or anything to do. Probably just get canceled 'cause I'm singing about the truth. Feels like we're getting wiser, don't you? Since the lies that they blew up, now nobody trusts the news.
Anarchapulco opening party on February 15th. Anarchapulco Genesis, February 16th to 20th. The Dollar Vigilante TDV Summit, February 21st. The Crypto Vigilante TCV Summit, February 22nd. Agorapulco, retreats, and other excursions, February 21st to 27th. Bufo and other plant medicines with Bearheart throughout the event. A special Iboga ceremony with Christoph Melchizedek from February 23rd. 2 Tesla plasma healing devices will be running throughout the event. Thanks to the Tesla Club. Bring the whole family. The Anarchapulco Family Camp runs throughout the event with activities for non-lethally injected, free-range, unschooled pure souls. Anarchapulco 2026. Genesis. Puerto Vallarta,